Hamburg against Werder Bremen, the Northern Derby. This showdown is one of the most hotly contested matches in German football, always filled with drama, colour and controversy. Here are what we think are the top 10 moments from this incredible rivalry: Hamburg versus Werder Bremen. At number 10, a legend of this clash. Claudio Pizarro scored his 133rd Bundesliga goal against Hamburg in 2010, equaling Giovanni Elber's record for a top goal-scoring foreigner.
It's Fritz. He's managed to shake off the attentions. Oh, it's there! Pizarro scored, he equals the record and breaks the deadlock. Deservedly so for Werder Bremen. Claudio Pizarro writes his name in the record books, equal with Giovanni Elber. What a goal!
Number 9 comes from the 2013-14 season. The home side Hamburg pushed up keeper René Adler for the final moments in a desperate attempt not to lose the derby against their biggest rivals. They were 1-0 down, but the last-ditch effort didn't exactly go to plan and backfired in an unusual manner. Adler's mistake allowed Niels Petersen to score his second of the match and put the game out of reach of Hamburg. And at the same time, Petersen wrote his name into Werder folklore. This is Dietmar Beiersdorfer, who's Hamburg's CEO. He's so connected with this club that he's a former sporting director and a player at HSV. Here he is before playing his debut for the Red Shorts. What a wonderful hairdo! And his debut was almost as big as his hairstyle due to the fact it was against Bremen in the derby in 1986. Thankfully for him, it was a success. Heinz Grundl scored the opening goal, but he didn't get the credit that he deserved. The newly installed 1.4 million Deutschmark screen at the Volksparkstadion displayed the name of Jens Duver as the scorer, who didn't even play. Grundl did get another, however, as did Manny Kaltz. So 3-0 to Hamburg and some first match for Mr. Beiersdorfer. Number 7 comes from 2006 on the final day of the season. On this choreo it says number 1 in the north, but this particular derby was not just for pride, but for direct qualification to the Champions League group stage and to decide the Bundesliga runners-up. It was going so well for Hamburg until the 72nd minute. The score was 1-1, which was enough for Hamburg. That was until World Cup all-time top scorer Miroslav Klose popped up to spoil the party. It could have been even worse for Hamburg, but Tim Borowski fired his penalty off the post. Still, it ended 2-1, and the win made sure that Bremen took second spot and that direct qualification berth. Hamburg had to endure the celebrations of the team who were actually number 1 in the north on their own pitch. From success for Werder to the golden era at Hamburg, which included Franz Beckenbauer. In the 1981-82 season, Hamburg became Bundesliga champions, and a week before their title was confirmed, they gave their neighbours a footballing lesson. They went on the warpath and hit Werder for 5 without reply at the Volksparkstadion. The man of the match was the league's top scorer that season, Horst Rubesch. The Hamburg hero fired a hat-trick in the rout. The man at the centre of Bremen's big 1993 derby win was Hamburg standing keeper Niels Bahr. It was his mistakes that could be seen to have helped Bremen to the title. It was the penultimate day of the season, and with a little help of Bahr, Bremen marched to a 5-0 win on the day. A scoreline that nudged them above Bayern on goal difference. So with Bahr's 2 blunders in the match, it could be viewed that he psychologically tipped the title into Werder's hands. A week later, Bremen were crowned champions. The reason this Weserstadion crowd is so colourful is because they could see the Bundesliga title just over the horizon. For Thomas Schaaf's men to seal the title, a win over Hamburg was crucial on matchday 31 in 2004. They didn't just edge it, they romped to victory with a 6-0 home win. The Werder scorers on that day included great names like Ismail, Klasnic, Ailton, Valdez. and the man who would go on to coach Werder in the current season, Viktor Skripnik. He completed the win. How he and Werder would love a return to these golden times. Have you heard ex-Bremen keeper Tim Wiese has an eye on becoming a wrestler? I wonder where he got the idea from.
Oh, he hesitated too long! Tim Wiese hesitated too long! And the referee, what's he decided just outside the area? Yellow card here, the third yellow. I was going to say for a man in a green shirt, this is the yellow of the goalkeeper. And yellow he gets too, his fourth of the season for Tim Wiese. He hesitated, look at that, and the high boot, my goodness, right onto the top of the shoulder of Ivica Olic. Now, you could give red for that one. Look at that. My goodness, I haven't seen anything like that for a long, long time.
Here's the culprit of the sad moment at number 2. The faulty carabiner was the cause of the career-ending injury to Hamburg's Dietmar Jakobs in 1989. His slide into the net to clear this ball ended in the carabiner holding the net in place becoming lodged in his back. It took 20 minutes before he could be freed, and only by cutting around the carabiner. A shocking incident for him and his coach. The damage to his back was so severe that his 93 Bundesliga game career was over. At number 1, it's the derby where Bremen beat the unbeatables. After 36 games without defeat, it was northern neighbours Werder who finally made Hamburg face a loss once more. Rudi Fuller opened the scoring, and the match in question was on the 28th of January 1983. Bremen edged it by 3-2. So celebrations for Otto Rehhagel and his men, but Hamburg ultimately had the last laugh despite this Bremen victory. HSV pipped Bremen to the title that season, and their unbeaten record lasted for 30 years.